how to write SEO articles with AI that rank and have the possibility to get you traffic like this. This is all generated by one blog post, which we generated nearly completely with AI. For the past 10 months, this has generated 6,000 total clicks to the website, and I know it's bringing a lot of traffic that converts. There is a key main element when you're writing content with AI to make good content that actually gets you traffic. And that is three main things. That is doing a little bit of research for the content, writing it with a good AI tool, and then polishing that content. By polishing the content, I mean adding your experience to the content if possible, add supporting images, and add supporting illustrations whenever possible. And if you're wondering, well, I can't take photos, or I don't know how to make illustrations, don't worry, we have free AI tools that are gonna help us do that. And if you're wondering who I am and why you should trust me for your SEO content, great question. I like the way you think. My name is Nico. I run an online community called the AI Ranking School Community, where we help people rank their businesses #1 with AI tools and automations. All of the resources that I've mentioned in this video will be linked to this Google Doc that you can find listed in the video description below. So you can follow along. This is going to be a very easy step-by-step guide. And the tools that we need here will be people also ask for the research, Machined AI to write the content, Google FX for the images, and napkin.ai for the illustrations. By the way, this is part of a 4-video series where I'm teaching you how to do SEO with AI in 2025. This is the 3rd video of 4. The first one was on-site SEO. We did keyword research. We're doing SEO content, and then we're going to do backlinks. So make sure you subscribe and like this video so you get notified when the next video is out, which will be about backlinking. Let's get started right away. I don't want to waste any more of your time. We're going to write content for this website, which is a dog training website coming out of Melbourne, Australia. We've already done some keyword research. I've done that in the previous video. I'm going to leave a link to that video above if you want to go through that again. So we've used a tool called Also Ask to find all the frequently asked questions about a certain keyword in a specific location. In this instance, we've researched puppy training in Australia. And here I've got some questions that I can answer within blog posts. This is the research component. And you might think it's very simple, but just doing this research really helps create good quality content because we're answering the user's search intent by answering the questions they're asking with our blog posts. Therefore, we're writing good quality content. So after doing some research, you get 3 free users with Also Asked in a particular day. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot here because I'm very lazy, and I'm going to actually do these first 5 questions, which will turn into blog posts relatively quickly. The tool that we're going to be using today to write the content predominantly is Machined AI. And before we start writing content with AI, I need to answer a question that I will undoubtedly get in the comments below, and that is, does Google penalize AI written content? The simple answer is no. Google penalizes spammy content, meaning content that adds no value to the reader. They're very clear about this. You can read more in their Google Search Central. They say they reward high quality content however it's produced, meaning that if you write bad content organically with your hands, it's not going to rank. But by doing the little research that we just did and feeding that information to the AI tool, we're going to write valuable content to the reader. With that all done, we're going to go to Machined AI. You can use the link in the Google Doc to access this. You're going to log in. You can use any AI tool of your choice. That just has to be an AI tool where you need to feed it the question that you're trying to answer in a blog post. If you've got an account with Machined AI, I'm going to create a cluster of content, and I'm going to understand the topic that I'm writing about. I'm going to use dog training, and puppy training. The audience here, I want to be very specific. We're writing for puppy owners in Melbourne, Australia. The language here, I want to change to UK English because that's how we write in Australia. Now, the free version, you can only do autopilot. I've got the paid version, and I'm going to use manual pilot. I'm going to give you a code that'll give you 30% off the first month so you can try Machined AI and see if it's good for you. I'm going to go to manual here. And in the section where we place in what we want to write about, we're going to paste all of the questions that I got from the frequently asked questions here. So right away, I've got all of the questions that I'm going to answer in individual blog posts, and that's it. I'm going to create a cluster. Now this is doing research in and determining what are the top ranking blogs about these questions. I'm going to give it a second, and then I'm going to select a few settings which I want to make sure it includes. I prefer using 4.0 here. In the context, I'm going to leave as long. The tone of voice will leave as friendly, and the perspective as third person. That is okay. A couple of more things that I want to do. I can do a research, meaning I can tell it which URLs it should research for context, as well as some more. This is very important. I'm going to go back to the home page of the business, and I'm going to select puppy school because we're writing about puppy dogs training. So I'm going to click this one as one of the resources that I would like it to read, and go to research and go to research, and in the section that says semi-automatic research, I'm going to enable that. I'm going to place that in there. I'm not going to stop there though. I'm going to see what other blogs they've written and see if others mention puppies, because this is very important. I've got this one here. Perfect. Now I've got these two URLs which I'm telling this tool, Machined AI, to please read and understand the context of those pages. If the content is then appropriate for it to mention without the blog post, it will. But if it isn't contextually relevant, then it won't. Keep that in mind. So with these two selected, I'm just going to copy them, and then I'm going to enable include citations as references. I want to do that with the rest of the blog post here and place this here. For the images, I'm going to enable this and use DALL-E 3, and I'm also going to leave the image style as it is. I'm going to prevent duplicate links. The one other aspect that I like personally is humanizing the content. Now, just to be very clear, this isn't humanizing the content as to somehow trick the search engine to believe that this wasn't written by AI. No, it's humanizing the content to make it nicer to read, so that it doesn't have the classic phrases like "in the ever-evolving world of," and the typical phrases that we've become to recognize as AI written. Once I've got all this selected, I'm happy with the title that it's choosing and the keyword that it's targeting. That's okay. I'm going to now select all of the articles, click actions here, and I'm going to write all 5 articles. This is going to take a minute or two, and it's going to write every single article. There's a couple of cool things that I like about Machined AI, and that is that it has a native integration with WordPress and Webflow, meaning that I can now push these blog posts once they're ready directly to my website as drafts, and I can amend them a little bit, as you should, and then publish them. It also has a webhook, meaning that you can send this content anywhere you want pretty much. Now, whilst it's writing the content, I want you to go to your main blog page. So it should be /blog, and I want you to copy that URL because we're going to need it for Machined AI. We're going to need it for Machined AI. Now you can see that it's written all of the 5 blogs that took about maybe 2 minutes or a minute and a half. I'm going to read the blog post to see what it looks like by clicking the read button. I can see the title, the keyword that we are targeting, the meta description, and a nice generated AI image to go along with it. I can read the blog post and see that I'm happy with it. Now, there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind that this tool is doing automatically, which makes it really useful for you to learn how to use. One thing here is that it's underlining certain keywords here. How to teach a puppy not to bite. This is interlinking with the other blogs in the same cluster, because this writes clusters of blogs. Now, one thing that you want to do is place the blog URL up here without the HTTPS and the / at the end. This ensures that it's going to be correctly interlinking with your other blog posts in your website. Is this blog post ready to be published? No, you need to amend it by adding your expertise, which I highly recommend you do. If you're not an expert on the subject, then I'd like you to add some supporting images and illustrations. I'm going to show you how to do that right away. So with the blog URL there, the main one, we're going to copy this whole thing by clicking copy. We're going to open up a new Google Doc, or you can do this in the back end of your website as the content is being placed in your website. Now, what I want to do is select a couple of places that perhaps I can add a few illustrations or images. This is a great place where I think I can add an illustration. So tips for crate training: make introductions pleasant, keep it short, stick to a schedule. Great. I think a little illustration to go just below here is going to add some nice supporting illustrations here to the blog post. Now I'm going to use a tool called napkin.ai. As of the time of this recording, this is completely free, and to be honest, one of my favorite AI tools that I've used for content writing. I'm going to sign in and I'm going to create a new napkin and go to blank napkin. With the copied content section from the blog post, I'm going to paste it all here. I'm going to select all of it and I'm going to click this button here. This is going to read the sentence, understand it, and then create a few options of illustrations that I can create for my blog post. So let's see here. This one is really good. Effective crate training for dogs. I like this. I'm going to select this format here. I can then amend the different colors if this doesn't suit my needs, but that's okay. I like it as it is. I'm going to then export this as a PNG file, or I can just copy it to my clipboard. I'm going to go back to my doc where I'm writing this. I'm going to select it here, and now by just making it a little bit smaller and formatting a little bit, and now I've added an image that supports the content along with what I'm writing. This makes sure that you're actually writing for humans, not just the search engine. I think it's a really nice addition. Let's see where else now we could perhaps write, perhaps we can place an image. And this is a section where maybe I can place an image below this just to add some additional content to go along with this. So this sentence is about introducing puppies to exercises. And now I know that one of the things it says is keep a water bottle handy for your furry friend during those breaks. So let's say I want to generate an image of a puppy in a park drinking from a water bowl after playing out in the sun. Using the Google Doc that I've provided below, you're going to go to Google Image FX. This is a free image generation tool by Google. And to be honest, at least as of the time of this recording, it's one of the best image generation tools I've used of this time. I'm going to give it a very simple prompt. And I've said a puppy drinking from a water bowl after playing in a park in Melbourne. I'm going to create the image. I'm going to give it a second and I should have 4 options to pick from. You can also change the aspect ratio if you want, but landscape works fine with me and it'll work well with my website. Awesome, cute. This is perfect. I'm always amazed at the quality of this. I'm going to download this image as it is. And then I'm going to make sure that you name the file appropriately. At the moment, it just says image FX. I want to make sure that the title is correct. So puppy drinking water. This will help with the overall image SEO. I can now place this into the blog content below here. Perfect. Now I can go along and read the rest of the blog, add my experience, add some illustrations, and add some images. See, what we've done here is expand the amount of content that we can write, but we haven't decreased the quality of the content that is essential when you're writing with AI. We've just been smart about how we write this. Once you're happy with this, you can copy this whole thing and paste it into your website. I wanted to do this video website builder agnostic, meaning that whether it's WordPress, Webflow, Shopify, whatever it is, this tool will work for you. Now, finally, the last thing that you need to keep in mind is that these backlinks are linking to other blog posts within that cluster. Meaning, for example, this blog post here, is linking to this blog post here. So when you're going to publish these blogs, either publish all 5 blogs at once, which is okay. Just don't publish maybe 20 blogs at once, or don't interlink them. And you can do that by disabling interlinking there, and then naturally and manually interlink them once they're already being published. Just keep that in mind, please. Otherwise, you're going to have 404 errors. But I generally just publish 5 every Monday, depending on the type of website, and that works fine as well. In addition, you want to do the due diligence, and after a month of writing content like this, make sure you go and look at your Google Search Console and see that you're actually getting impressions and clicks on these blog posts. If you're getting none, meaning no clicks and searches after 2 months of writing content like this, then perhaps rethink this strategy, whether it's working for your website or not. So, just to recap, we wrote SEO articles with AI that will rank by doing a little bit of research on the content, by finding the frequently asked questions with people also asked. We wrote the we wrote the content with AI using machined AI. You don't have to use that tool. That's just the one that I'm going to That's just the one that I wanted to show you today. But if you have another preference, by all means, use the other tool, but make sure that you use the same format, meaning give it the answer that give it the question that we're trying to answer with the blog post. And then we polish the content by either adding our expertise, adding some illustrations, and adding some supporting images wherever possible. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and make sure you keep up to date because we'll be releasing the next video very soon. Cheers. I'll catch you on the next one.